Hi everybody, it's Heidi with the Weather Fence Post and welcome to our channel. My husband Steve and I are resellers in the Raleigh, Garner, North Carolina area. Currently at this time we do not sell online because we have full-time jobs and we run our booths on the weekend, so there's just not time to manage it properly. But we do have two booths, one at Antiques at Gresham Lake in North Raleigh and one at Collected Treasures in Garner. If you're ever in North Carolina and you're in this area, we would love for you to stop by and visit our booths. What we love to do on this channel is we love to take you hunting with us to go find the treasures. For me, that's the most fun part of the whole business. And then we'd like to go over what we found called the haul. Tonight's video is a haul. We have all of these items that we're going to go over from a trip that Joanne from Bat Thrift Crazy and I took to an estate sale a couple of weeks ago. So if you go back a couple of videos, you'll see that estate sale shopping video. It was a lot of fun. And then another haul video right after that. So here's the second part of that haul. It's Tuesday, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and I hope everybody's getting ready and making their pumpkin pies and their apple pies and all their stuffing and all the fun things that you do to have such a great and wonderful time at Thanksgiving. What I'm going to do tonight, like I said, is we're going to go over all these items. So let's get into it. I am going to start right out with this fantastic fruit tree. I absolutely love this. If you watch the channel at all, you know that I have mentioned that I love to decorate at Christmas time with fruit and greenery and just make it really lush, sort of like the Ghost of Present on Scrooge, the movie The Scrooge. He was like covered in fruit and furs and just very lush, and that's kind of how I like to decorate for Christmas. So I picked this up for myself. I found this at Goodwill. I did pay a little bit for it. You know, as far as a Goodwill price goes, it's $7.97, so about $8. But originally it was $25, so I didn't think that was such a bad thing. And it was for myself, so I made the decision to go ahead and splurge a little bit. But look at that. I think it's fantastic. And I'm going to actually use it right on my table as part of my centerpiece. I guess this isn't going to be just a haul for that estate sale because I'm seeing some other things here on the table. Like I said, that estate sale was a couple of weeks ago, so I've actually been hunting at Goodwill. I actually stopped at a yard sale the other day, and these were some vintage prints that I picked up at that yard sale. Really love them. What would you say that these are? Like a French, kind of a French look to them? Maybe an English look. I really liked the frames on them. The frames are plastic. I would not say that these are high-end. I think I looked them up, and I think the set, there's actually a set of them, and I think the set was going for about $25 on eBay. But I just really liked the look of them, and I do think that somebody will really enjoy these in their decor. I think I'm going to go ahead and get that little yard sale out of the way first because I picked up some really cool things there, and everything that I picked up there was $8. Altogether $8. So this little baby doll was another item that I picked up, and I think this is called a water baby, if I remember correctly when we looked it up. And we thought, oh, does that mean that it pees? No, it doesn't pee. I guess you just put water in it, and it's just a really soft little baby. Now, baby dolls aren't something I usually like to pick up, but I just couldn't resist that little face and the little outfit with the rosette and the little corduroy jumpsuit. I just thought, or onesie, whatever you want to call it, I just thought she was adorable, or he. And then this was something that I picked up that I thought was really fantastic. This was at that same yard sale, and this is one of those safety pin pieces of art. It's a fruit basket, and then the fruit is like all beaded work with straight pins. I thought it was really a fantastic piece. And I guess they're actually kind of sought after and quite valuable. I have actually never picked one of these baskets up before. I have picked up safety pin art before, like ornaments like little angels or trees or wreaths, but I have never come across one of these baskets before. Really thought this was fantastic. I am still picking up any vintage Halloween if I come across it because I'm still kind of packing it away from coming out of the booth, so it's a good time to pick it up still and get it packed away. This is a Luminarc piece. I really liked all the little characters on it. It's like a parade of Halloween, everybody going trick-or-treating with the great jack-o'-lantern there. I thought it was fantastic. Great little mug for the Gonna tuck that away for a year from now. I found this in a box, digging through a box. It says the Fishmate is what it says on it. And it looks like right here maybe would have been a string or something, because there's like a spring up in here and it says pounds, so you would weigh the fish. I think this is so that you can scale the fish. There's a knife, and I think there's some scissors in there too. It does say that it's made, oh, it looks like maybe for cutting the fishing line right there. I'm not sure what that part would be used for right there, but it has a little hook that it would hook on your belt. I thought it was a nice little vintage piece. I'm not sure if it's all intact. I feel like there might be something that was supposed to be down here so that you could weigh the fish, but I still thought it was pretty cool. And keep in mind, I picked up all of these pieces for $8. So everything that we're going over right now was $8, except for that fruit tree back there. This is called, what is this called again? This is called, it's quilling. Are you familiar with quilling? It's with paper. And they, I guess, quill it. I don't know, they twirl it and make like really pretty designs with it. Let me see if I can open this paper. Very, very pretty. With some candles in it. Delicate for sure. I have no idea what the value of this would be. I haven't researched it yet, but I just know that the workmanship is amazing on it. Couple of little vintage candy cane pieces. There were 3 of them, but one of them had the bow was broken off, so I left it behind. But I really thought these were adorable, so I grabbed those because they were vintage. Yes, I grabbed another doll. It's a G.I. Joe. I think I looked on the back. His date is on his behind there, but I think it was 1996 if I remember correctly. So I thought he was cool. I don't know why, but I just love his hat. And I think this would be a great gift to put under the tree for somebody. Love them. I picked up this beautiful, it looks like it's an advertising piece. It says The Breath of June, and it says 1919 Osborne Company. I really loved the lady on this and the look of her. Unfortunately, I didn't notice, but there's some water damage. So I'm not really sure I want to sell this. I mean, I could put on the tag. I do sometimes when I really like something and I still want to try to sell it, I'll put like weathered on there or, damaged. And I will put an appropriate price for it. It was framed, it looks like, at the Carolina Pottery Frame Shop. So somebody spent money to have it framed. And the framing is beautiful. It's in really good condition as far as all that goes. It's just that the actual, I guess the matting has gotten ruined there. So I'm not sure. Give me your thoughts on that. I mean, should I just say, forget it and let it go? Or should I go ahead and put it in the booth, mention that there's obviously water damage below, and let someone make a decision for themselves? Another piece that I picked up was this. This is a Thomas Kincaid. Beautifully framed. Has a certificate of authenticity on the back. And let's see, it says that it's an accent print by Light Post Publishing. And I'm looking to see if there's a name of this print, but a beautiful piece, framed very well, and so I said yes to that. Now I think that right there puts us up to 10 items so far for $8. Okay, so there were some bags of items. There were bags of these like vintage pins, so I picked out some pins and I put them in this bag. And then there was this bag full of just random items, pins and pendants and pieces like that. And I found 2 items in here that you will not believe what I found. I cannot even believe it. But before we get to that, I did pick up a bunch of these beautiful doves. Now that's really bright with that light. Let's see if we can tone that light down a little bit. Let's just turn it off so you can see this dove. There you go. Really beautiful. These are like plastic, are really pretty. I do believe they're vintage. Their wings are in different positions, and there were 8 of these. They are all in perfect condition, and I just think they'll make a nice little lot of doves for somebody. Okay, so that makes 11 items. I'm just going to group all these doves, all 8 of these or 10 of these, however many there were together, and we'll count those as one. So we're up to 11 items so far for $8. and then we'll say 12, 13 with the two bags of the bag of pins and the bag of jewelry, pendants, that type of thing. So let's take a look at those items. These folks that I stopped at this yard sale, they were from upstate New York, up near Oswego, which is like up near the Canadian border, or the border of the lake, one of the Great Lakes. And so some of these items, one was from Hills Drugs, one of these pens, one is from Kinney Drugs, or Kinney Drugs. So these are vintage. I picked these two up, they're the same, but I thought they would be great. They say I love reading. They're the, you know, Cat in the Hat, and I thought those would be great to stage with Dr. Seuss books, Cat in the Hat books. This one says Flabelcanthus pocotus. Anybody know what that is? Oh, this light. There we go. Maybe that's a little better. I have no idea. I just thought he was kind of interesting looking. And then I picked up two Irish pins. I don't have a lot of Irish things, so I thought those would be cute, and they're vintage. And then these two little small pins. This one is a rabbit. I think he's a character I should know, but I don't know what character he is. Do you know who that character is? I should know. I'll Google Lens him. And then this one just says, Smile, God loves you. I just thought that was a cute little pin. Okay, let's take a little closer look here. So these were the random pieces that were in the bag. And I've checked them all over. This one here looks like it's vintage. That one's on the back there, just a little star. We've got I thought this one was kind of cool. These are definitely looking like they're vintage. That one especially. It says Disney, and it says, I looked at it close up, it says 44, but I doubt it's from 1944. But it is a Disney piece. Obviously, Mickey is a Disney piece. It almost looks like it could be gold, but I don't see anything marked on it indicating that it's gold. I do have a couple pieces over here that I'm going to be taking to have them assessed, so maybe I'll take Mickey along with us just to make sure. But so they were all in the bag. I also saw in there this beautiful piece. And I do believe, because the back of the setting says 925 silver, I do believe that this is a sapphire with small diamonds, small diamond chips, or whatever you call them, just the small little diamonds. But I do believe that is a sapphire. I'm going to have it looked at and have it appraised. But this piece right here, this one is definitely gold. So I actually found gold at a yard sale while I was out hunting. Found gold. Cannot believe it. And look on the back here. When it was sold, it was $120. It says 14 karat gold. It is a pendant, and it's a little cherub. I looked it up on eBay. They're selling for about $75. So not a bad little haul for $8. What do you think? I have never found gold before at a yard sale or an estate sale that they didn't know about. I mean, it was exciting. I didn't know about it myself until I got home and started going through that little bag of things, and I just couldn't believe it. I should have even seen that. That was big enough to see when I looked at the bag. I should have seen it. It said 14 karat gold and big $119, but I didn't even catch it. I was in a big hurry and I was just hunting real quick. So $8, all those items. I'm so excited. I think it was a great, great deal. And I heard them say they might be having more yard sales there, so I might have to watch for that and stop there. Couple more things I picked up at the Goodwill just yesterday or the day before. I can't remember which day, but this little pumpkin, it's sort of like I would say like supposed to be for a fairy garden maybe. I thought it was adorable. I'll stick that away for next year. Found this fantastic, it's faux. I mean, it's not a real post office box, but I just love it. I love that soft, powdery look to it. You know, it says Post. I think it's beautiful. It says Ashland. Isn't Ashland like Target? Is that a Target brand? I can't remember. But it says that in the United States, they wanted $50 for it. In Canada, they wanted $70. And Goodwill charged me $5 for it. I think it's really pretty. And I think somebody will really like this. This is actually a nice piece to have around the holidays, you know, because the kids got to get their letters to Santa so he can bring them their presents. You know, a piece like that you can incorporate, you can use it in Christmas and put some beautiful greenery and berries on it. You could take it into the spring with some really soft flowers. into the summer with some lavender. I mean, it just could go all year long in your decor. This has a really cool mid-century modern look to it. I don't know if it's mid-century modern. It does say that it's made in Thailand, and it was $7. And what it is this glass bowl goes inside of it. And there you go. You've got a beautiful serving bowl and this really beautiful, and I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't teak. It doesn't say that it's teak, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. And I just think it had those beautiful lines that everybody loves. And so I definitely paid up a little bit for it. I think somebody will definitely enjoy having this to serve their salad or whatever they would like to serve. In this, they could even put some florals in here, or some floating candles would go in there too. Do people use floating candles anymore? Last thing that I picked up from Goodwill were these little boxes. I think they were drawers. There were 7 of them, and I thought they were really nice. They're all numbered, and I just thought they would be really good for staging in the booth. And of course, I will price them also. And I won't put a lot on them. I only paid $1 for each one. So, you know, just put a small price on it and watch them go right out the door. Because I think people would even just like one of these to use for decor in their home. So I picked up all 7 of them. I almost can't remember everything that I went over at the previous video on the first haul. So if I repeat something, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to remember as we go over the second part of this haul. I thought this little scarecrow was adorable. I did look at 2 of them. If you're watching the hunting video, the actual hunting video at that estate sale, I did look at 2 of them. The second one, he had some buttons missing. He wasn't in as good a condition. He is vintage. It does say he's from 2002. So he's 21 years old, but he just has a happy little face on him, and so I picked him up for next year. Speaking of happy faces, I thought this little kitty was so cute with his little bent little whiskers. He's got a little bird down here with him, and he's got like a little wire curly tail. I think he's not anything vintage. I don't see a date on him. He has a barcode. But I just thought he was adorable, and I couldn't leave him behind. Now remember, if you watched the previous video, I got everything at this estate sale for $75. So we're continuing on with all the items from that estate sale now. This is a Jim Shore. This is from 2009. Beautiful little angel or fairy. I would say a fairy with the double wings, holding a little kitten on a ball of yarn. I think it's a precious piece. I really am excited about putting this in the booth. And it's a nice size to tuck on a shelf and add to your decor. Really pretty. One of the pieces I was excited to find there, and as I said in the video, if you watch the hunting video, I was like, some people don't, I was just talking to a lady and she was saying, oh, I hate digging through the stuff, it's too much work. I'm like, yeah, but that's where you find the good stuff. And just after I had that conversation with her, I was digging through a bit and found this vintage Anna Lee. This is from 2010. It's not quite vintage, but I think it's fantastic. It's a witch pumpkin. Awesome Anna Lee piece in great condition, and I was so happy to find it. I was looking around in the kitchen, didn't stay long in the kitchen, but I did find these cute little tins in there. They have the cat faces on them, and they are from 1984. And they say on the bottom, you're not going to be able to see it, they say Massilly, M-A-S-S-I-L-L-Y, France. So there were 3 of them. 2 of them are the same height, these 2. And then this one was a little bit shorter piece, but it has more faces on it. So I said yes to these. I thought they were really interesting, and they are definitely vintage. Okay. I am, like I said, still picking up items for fall because I'm tucking fall away right now, so it's the best time to do it and get it all packed away. This I found out in one of the sheds out in the backyard, and I thought it was pretty good. It's a great big metal jack-o'-lantern, and we are actually doing pretty good with these metal pieces. They actually don't last very long in the booth, surprisingly. So I said yes to the great big metal jack-o'-lantern. So this is probably a handmade piece that somebody did. It's made out of a gourd, but I thought it was cute because it had Casper on it. Casper the friendly ghost right on there. Now I don't know if there was a top you know, where the stem was, or if they just had it cut open like that. But I still thought that was pretty cool, and it's a natural piece, so I said yes. I picked up the cute little shelf sitter cat. There was a whole top of a dresser was full of all kinds of cat items. And there was a larger cat, and he was priced a little bit higher, and I kind of wish now that I picked him up, again, there were so many things. Had I known they were going to give us such a great discount, I would have picked up, and that larger cat I would have picked up because it was similar to this. But I can't remember. Maybe it did have a little damage. That might be why I left it behind too, but very peaceful looking cat, so I picked that up. Just a little bear, little stuffed animal, little cute little bear. Grabbed him. I picked up a couple of Tom Clarks, if you're a Tom Clark collector. And I thought what was great about these is that it will appeal to two different type of collectors because it's the train and that is Tom Clark. This particular one happens to be from 1986. And then this one I can't find a date, or I haven't found it yet. I'm still looking. They need a good cleaning. I've got to dust them off. I just love this one. This lady sitting on the train. She's got her little basket back here and her little crate right there. And it says reunion bound on it. So I just love her face. I thought that one was fantastic. This needs a good cleaning, and it's kind of getting a big glare. You're probably not going to see it real well. Ah, there you can see it. See the ridges on it, the design on it? I believe this is a USA piece, but it's got a nice mid-century modern look to it with the way that it flares out on the corners. I think I felt a little bit of a chipping, very, very surface chipping right here on the underside. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. So I thought that was a pretty cool vintage ashtray. And I picked up these vintage salt and pepper grinder and salt shaker. They are from Japan. They are vintage, and I think it's pronounced Najiko, like N-A-G-I is the name of it, the company, and then C-O for company, so Najiko. Nice set, in great condition. I think this is a maple wood. A set of 8 wooden napkin rings, and as you can see, there's a little bit of a design on them. So I thought these were great. There's 8 of them. I probably should have got them in the booth this week. These would have been great on a Thanksgiving table. And there are 8, so if somebody had a group of 8 coming for Thanksgiving, that would have been perfect. But that's okay. We'll get them in the booth. Somebody will still love them. I picked up this little package of cards. It says this book belongs to, so that would be some kittens, and then you would put the name of the person that the book belongs to. Now, I could sell this just as it is, and somebody who collects books might like this to put inside their books, but I was thinking about using this in the junk journaling area, because you could put that on the inside of one of the junk journals that you're making. This is a vintage car bank. And let me see, does it say on the bottom, Banthrico Inc., Chicago, USA. That's so cool, it's out of Chicago. So Banthrico, B-A-N-T-H-R-I-C-O. I think it's brass. I believe it's brass. It's metal. It's definitely metal, but it's a bank. So I thought that was really an interesting piece. And again, will appeal to more than one type of collector. It will appeal to 3 different types of collectors, because I do think this is brass. So you've got the brass collector, you've got the car collector, you've got the vintage bank collector, and even somebody who's maybe interested in items that are coming out of Chicago. So you're kind of hitting a bunch of different type of people there. It's got a nice look. Okay, a little bit of vintage artwork. And I would say that the last thing we're probably going to go over, or one of the last things we're going to go over, is one of my very favorite things that I found at that estate sale. There were 2 of these type of pieces of artwork there. The second one wasn't in as good a condition. It was a different type of motif. I can't remember. I feel like it was books or something. I liked this one because of the wine bottle and the flowers sitting on this shelf. I thought it had a nice look, and it was in good condition. So I said yes to this. Is that a pincushion up there? That is a vintage pincushion sitting up there on the top of that shelf. I think that's pretty neat. And it's sitting on some books. There's some books there. Little letter coming out. I don't know if it's a little seashell down there. I did like this one. It's on a piece of board. and it's in really good condition. So I said yes to that. I can't remember if I went over this in the other video, so please forgive me if I did. I really, really fell in love with this. I'm going to keep this one for myself. It's like a pottery garden stone. I'm not going to put it as a stepping stone. I'm going to hang it up, and that's exactly what they did with it. They had it hanging. So I'm keeping this one for myself. It does have one little chip on one of the flowers. I could care less. I think it's fantastic. Before I go over the last item there, if you watch Joanne's channel, I think she went over this dude that she picked up for me. Made me laugh. And yeah, I love him. I think he's fantastic. He's surfing. He's having a good time. Now this guy, I don't know what to think about this guy. I've got to do a little research on it. It is a little bit, this one actually maybe scares me a little bit. I think it's some type of mask. It's probably some type of carnival piece. I don't know. I've got to do a little research on it. There's really no marking on it to tell me. So I need to look into it. I would say it's probably from some type of carnival. I did pick up a vintage scarf. I was hoping it was wool or cashmere. It isn't. It's acrylic, but it is made in Japan, so it is vintage. And it's in good condition. And these actually do pretty well in our booth. I do try to always pick up the scarves that are more like a wool or this really nice material. Like I said in the other haul video, oh my gosh, those quilts. I kind of kick myself for not at least taking them up to the checkout with me, because I could have always put them back. And yeah, that was a mistake on my part. I won't ever do that mistake again. I will definitely pick them up. But I did pick up this crocheted piece. It's in great condition. I love the colors on it. It's a nice size. It's a nice little throw. It's very soft. Doesn't have any bad aroma. It's not loaded with any bad cat hair or dog hair that's hard to get out. So I definitely picked this one up. Okay, the last thing I'm going to go over are these two items. I absolutely love them. They're tragedy and comedy. They're theater. They're pebble art. They're vintage coolness. They are in excellent condition. I cannot find any damage on them whatsoever. I love them. And you know their faces, so I'm going to have a hard time letting them go, but I am going to put these in the booth and I am going to sell them. These are fantastic. They're in great condition. I could not believe when I found these, and I found these almost at the end because they were up near the checkout. They had bubble wrap completely around them and they were taped. So I don't even think anybody had even looked at them. I was like, Joanne was in line checking out and I'm like, look at these, Joanne, look. I was like so excited to find these. I've always wanted to find them, and every time I found anything that was pebble art like this, there's a lot of the pebbles are missing, there's water damage, there's smoke damage, there's all kinds of damage to them. So I was excited about these. These list anywhere on eBay from $50 to $150, and they come in and they sell at around $25 a piece. Not a great big high price on them, but just scream mid-century modern, 1970s, vintage, coolness all the way. Okay, that is it. That's the haul for that estate sale plus a little bit more. Everybody, I hope that you have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Steve and I are just taking it easy here. He had a little surgery this week, actually a big one for him, but on the scope of things, it hopefully was just a little one. He's recovering, he's doing well, I'm taking care of him, and so Matthew might be coming home, and we're gonna hopefully have just a small Thanksgiving dinner, just the three of us here on Thursday, but we're just taking it easy. Say some prayers for Steve while he recovers. But thanks for joining us. We appreciate everybody that's joined the channel and is coming along for the journey of us finding cool treasures and helping them find new homes. Everybody have a very blessed Thanksgiving.